Hello, welcome or welcome back. So in this video, I am doing a VR to Sylvia over at Fairlight Tarot. She did a video where she had her husband pick out 10 random decks without her knowledge, so she had no idea which 10 he chose for her. And then she proceeded to blind rank them in order of preference. And I have seen a few other VRs as well. This seemed like a really fun concept and one that I wanted to try myself. And so I had Matt pick out 10 random decks for me. I have no idea which he chose. He had, I would say, like 99% of my decks at his disposal, so this will be interesting to see which ones he selected for me. So why don't we go ahead and get started? Okay, Hanson-Roberts tarot. Wow, I haven't even begun and I already feel like this is going to be difficult for me. This is, I really love this deck. While it is not necessarily my art aesthetic per se, I just still find the images very kind of like charming and endearing. I like how some of these characters are drawn in kind of like weird proportions. I think it's funny that like just some of their facial expressions, and like I've said before, this is a very toothy deck. Like there are several characters that just like flash their teeth. I think we just saw one that I flipped through. I find this deck to be a really fluid reader. Don't have any trouble working with this deck. It's a pretty reliable one. Oh gosh, this one's hard, but I feel like, I feel like there are going to definitely be others that Matt has chosen that would probably rank higher, maybe even just from like a sentimentality perspective. So oh gosh, what do I do? Okay. And I love the size of this. Okay, I'm going to rank this, like number 6 maybe. Yeah, let's go with number 6. I really have no idea what I'm doing. Okay, next up. Oh wow, Earthly Souls and Spirits Moon Oracle. Oh my gosh, I'm kind of surprised at how much this challenge is stressing me out already. Okay, so I like this Oracle deck. I think it's beautiful. Um, so this is mass market, and I actually really like the guidebook. It pairs well with other decks. I think the art is really lovely. Sometimes I feel like there is like a slight disconnect between what the image is conveying and then the chosen keyword, but it's not by any means like a deal breaker. I gotta say, I don't use it a lot, but whenever I pull it out, I'm not disappointed. I always have a great time with it. I think I will rank this maybe I'll rank this at number 7, because I feel like I would use the Hanson-Roberts more than the Earthly Souls and Spirits. Okay. I don't know why I'm like, he's chosen these decks that are very much like I don't know, they have their place. Okay, Hush Tarot. I do really love this deck. But again, this is another one of those decks where, you got to be in a certain mood for it. I worked hard, to bond with this deck in the sense that I resequenced a lot of the cards to make it work for me, because as the deck originally was, like a lot of the images I just felt did not really coincide well with the actual archetype or card that it was assigned to. So I went ahead and reassigned a lot of them, and so now it does work well for me. I love this art. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Because if I'm being honest, like, this is not necessarily a deck that I reach for a lot. It is one that has its place, and I definitely have to be in the mood for it. But yeah, I just have a feeling this is going to be hard in general, this challenge, because obviously all of these decks I have because I like them and I enjoy them. Okay, so I think I'm really bad at blind ranking. Okay, I'm gonna have to put this, I guess, at, like, would I use that more than the Hanson-Roberts? I mean, not really. I would use the Hanson-Roberts more, but then from an aesthetic standpoint, I enjoy the Hanson-Roberts. No. From an aesthetic standpoint, I enjoy the Hush Tarot more than the Hanson-Roberts. But I enjoy the Earthly Souls aesthetic probably a little more than the Hush. Okay, I'm just going to put this at number 8. Okay, Moon Void. This is the 3rd edition. So this is one that's available. And I do love this deck. As some of you might know, I really have a strong bond with the 2nd edition, which I modified and just had for obviously longer than this one. And so they're two different vibes. This one feels just, I would say, more mature, in some senses more grown and sensual. By the way, I did color in some of the images here, so I did modify this one as well. So I'm gonna, yeah, I do love this. I really do love this deck. I mean, if it were the 2nd edition, I think it'd be even easier to rank, just because I have such feelings about that deck. And this one is good too. I think I will go ahead and rank this. I know I'm just sounding indecisive AF. Okay, I'm just going to rank this at number 5. Ooh, Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay, this one is going toward the top. This one is one that I just really, really enjoy. They are coming out with a mini. I will probably get that. This one is just slightly too big for my physical, like, hand comfort. And I've still made this deck work for me just because it is such a delight to work with. I have had some very profound readings with this deck. I have other memories of this deck. You know, Sarah from Sunset Bow Tarot gave me a tarot reading with this, and I journaled on that. It's just, the art style is fantastic. You know, before I didn't used to like love the gloss, but now, as I have said before, I'm in this like gloss phase, so I'm actually really enjoying the gloss on this and other decks. It's just so beautiful, and okay, I might have to put this, yeah, up toward the top. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna be maybe a little bit aggressive and put it at like number 2, and that way I still have a slot for a potential that might usurp that. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, okay, okay. Well, so I think I know where this is going to go. Well, thank goodness I made the choice I did with the Tarot of Mystical Moments, because I think this baby right here is going to have to be number 1. This is one of my ride or dies. Just everything about this deck gives me such joy. I love the world building of these cat people. I love the cats. I do have the Traveler's Report, which is like a companion guidebook that's out of print. And you know, it does shed some light on, you know, just the deeper layers that go into the world of these cat people. This is a deck that also my sister gifted to me for Christmas, so that there is that added sentimentality to it. Yeah, this is a no-brainer. Yeah, this is going to be number 1. Squid Cake, Marseille Tarot. Okay, so this is definitely a fun one, especially from like just a color standpoint. I mean, you can never go wrong with pink. You can rarely, I should say rarely, go wrong with pink. I don't know. This is a good time. This is a good time, and I think the strength of this deck lies not only in just how, you know, fun and whimsical and quirky that this deck is, and like just the pips being beautiful. They really are. And I think, you know, the color scheme has a lot to do with that for me. It's just really appealing to me. But I would also say that it's very much the guidebook. This little thing right here, it's small and concise, but it's a wonderful book for not only just newbies getting into pip decks in Marseille, but someone like me who has had a little more experience but still needs a brush up here and there. This is really good for that. But would I rank it as high as like a number 3 or number 4? I don't know. I mean, I did use it, especially when I had my own kind of version of March of the Pips some months ago. It was a good time. But is it number 3 or number 4? Like, is it that good of a time? I don't know. I'm just trying to keep in mind like that I have a couple more to go. You know, I think I just don't feel like hmm. You know, I think I'm going to put it at number 9, which Like, do I really prefer the Hush over this? I mean, not, well, fuck, I'm really bad at this. Okay. Okay, well, this one's easy. I guess I shouldn't be surprised that Matt chose this one because he did, in fact, buy this deck for me. It's the Black Cats Tarot. Look, y'all, I don't hate this deck. I don't hate it. I don't. I do like it. Mainly because Matt bought it for me and it was very sweet. And so I have sentimental attachment to it, I suppose. It's like, yeah, these cats, we've discussed this before. If you've been on my channel, if you've been in some of the Three Girls live episodes, we have discussed that that these cats are very kind of how did Sarah put it? Uncanny Valley. And it's a little bit unsettling at times. And I have also, like I've said before, I have also had wonderful readings with this deck. Honestly, I have had some good readings with this deck. This deck does work. But I mean, if I'm being honest with myself, it is going in this final slot at number 10, and I think that is accurate. Oh, interesting, the Fairy Tarot. Okay, well, I enjoy this deck very much. It's a lot of fun. It is colorful. That is my jam. Colorful, vibrant decks are my cup of tea, as well as like kind of unique characters, you know, in the way that they're drawn, you know, just not quite right. Like there's something about them that might be a little unsettling, and yet like that adds to their appeal. You know, like say for instance, you know, this Fairy Injustice. Seven of Wands. So I like that while this deck, you know, on one hand is like very bright and colorful and does present that bit of whimsy, then it's also like characters like, you know, that we just saw in like their facial expressions and just how just a little bit off they are, that gives it kind of a bit of like a sinister undertone, which really delights me. I find that just a lot of fun. And yeah, so I mean, in terms of number 3 or number 4, oh my gosh, I don't know. I mean, those are the only 2 slots left. I mean, certainly, like I probably wouldn't have necessarily put it above Moon Void. But this is what we have left, so I'm gonna have to make do. Now it's just a matter of which one. I'm gonna go number 4. Okay, final deck is Murder of Crows. This is the mass market version that I have modified. Oh, I love this deck. I really love the whole kind of plague doctor theme. I love crows. I find this art to be arresting, very much my cup of tea. So yeah, I definitely would rank this above the Fairy Tarot. So good. It is such a mood. So, I mean, like some of the other decks, like this comes out, not all the time, but it is more versatile, at least in the way I use it. I don't necessarily use it for kind of that shadow work exploration, um, some of the kind of darker exploration. I kind of use it more generally, although it certainly does work for those times. So here is the final ranking. I'm definitely happy with 1 through 3. I think that's fairly well. I'm definitely happy with numbers 1 and 2. I think that's accurate. I think also number 10 is accurate. It's just like this middle part. It's just this middle part here because I feel like I would probably have knocked Moon Void. If I had my choice, I probably would have put Moon Void a little higher, maybe before Fairy Tarot. Well, definitely, I think definitely before Fairy Tarot. Probably before Murder of Crows. And then in terms of these, maybe Squid Cake would probably have gone before Hush. I don't know. I'm a Gemini. I'm feeling indecisive AF here, so I'm not even gonna. I'm not gonna further analyze this. We'll just leave this as is. This is what happened. This was kind of a mini disaster. I feel like I did not. I did not execute this challenge as smoothly as I've seen other other people do, and yeah, it's fine. So this is my final ranking. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.